initializing core audio.
Here, coming in.
Can you hear me on
loud
the
and
can you hear me
very,
on the YouTube?
Very,
on the YouTube.
very loud and also clear.
You also have headphones on. How are you hearing the YouTube?
It's like, gotta give it a minute. It's
Oh,
behind.
it's delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want people. There it
Hey,
is.
we're
There it
There it
is.
is.
Now we're in.
We did it. Good work, team.
Oh.
All right,
We're-
turn it off. We
We're
don't wanna
gonna make
hear
a we're gonna make a loop.
a loop of a loop of a loop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so today I wanted to start with a State of the Union podcast. So I've been working diligently, obviously, for a basketball tournament to create some jerseys for us.
Oh, yeah,
Some
yeah.
reversible basketball jerseys. It's very exciting, but I had to obviously come up with a logo and stuff because
Mhm.
our podcast logo doesn't really translate very well to merchandise. So I had to come up with a new logo, and I did. And I'm very excited about it, and I think it's going to spark a new rebranding of the Garage Talk podcast, and I'm very excited for it.
Okay.
So I'll show you. I won't show the listeners who are diligently watching on YouTube. They're gonna have to wait because it's a big surprise. But I think this is our new logo.
Oh, I like it.
All right.
Now-
What's where the pineapple?
So the pineapple is I was looking for graphics to have on the middle of our basketball jerseys, so I typed in podcast and headphones, and that popped up. I'm like, oh, that's neat. And I clicked
It's
and
prob-
dragged it, and I was like, okay, that's it.
Whose logo is it already? Probably
Canva's. It's a
Canada. Okay.
pre-designed graphic on Canva. So, but we're gonna steal it, and that's our logo now. So we're officially a pineapple podcast, which I looked it up. I looked
Okay.
up the meaning of pineapple logos, and pineapples are representative of hospitality and friendship. I said,
It also
Okay.
represents swingers.
if it's upside down, if it's
Oh,
I did
okay.
look that up.
Oh.
If the pineapple is, which maybe for certain episodes,
I mean,
maybe we'll just
flip
tweak
it
it a little
around,
bit and say
yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
kind of episode we're having is a swingers podcast. So yeah, I did look that up, but I think that's gonna be it. This is it's a new rebranding of new logo. You know, this is the podcast of Hope Dope, of friendship, equality, acceptance, hospitality, Sunday Fun Day. All that's gonna be part of the lingo, so to speak. Like we're corporatizing this podcast. Sound good?
Let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
cool. And all of that is just bullshit because it's just me justifying putting a pineapple on our basketball jerseys. That's virtually what it is.
Okay.
It's the summer of basketball, and what's a more summer fruit than pineapple?
I love pineapple.
I do too.
I love when I make some barbecue chicken on the grill. Put a little strip of pineapple next to it. So good.
Never mind. Don't
What?
like that.
What?
Why?
You don't like mixing pineapple with meat, do you? You're one of
Correct.
those people. Why? It's
I also
so
don't
good.
like. I also don't like warm fruit. Warm fruit is gross.
Grilled pineapple
I like grilled pineapple.
is so good.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about on that one.
That mixed with a jalapeno and some
Just
chicken.
Wrong.
Put it in my mouth.
Mm.
Warm fruit is not good, or good for you.
Not good for you?
What?
I don't know. I just made that last part.
It's very it sounds scientific though.
Yeah.
Like the warming of fruit, it breaks down the vitamins, whatever.
Yeah.
It's worse than cigarettes.
But yeah, so there's that. And everybody listening, come out on Friday night at the Rail Yard. We are playing in our 3v3 basketball tournaments. It's very exciting. I don't have a time yet because the YMCA is lackluster because it's ran by children. But there will
Or
be a
young
basketball
men.
tournament. We will be in downtown Lincoln at the Rail Yard. Come hang out with us. We're going to have some beers. We're going to be shooting hoops. Probably winning the tournament, if
Oh
I
yeah,
can
you're
guess.
gonna see me
Mm.
drop at least 40.
It's going to be a very aggressive
game.
It's going to be a great time. So everybody come on down. I'll post. Keep your eyes peeled on social media. I will be posting times and everything that we will be down there playing basketball. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Actually, I'm gonna get a triple.
yes,
Oh.
that's why we're letting you play, Vince.
Yeah.
We are reliant on you for your skill.
Triple digit points, triple digit rebounds, triple digit steals
For the whole night or for
Yeah.
per game?
It's,
Per game.
game, dude. Let's
It's
go.
legit.
how long are these games, by the way? Do you even know?
Again, YMCA
they
has
have not
I
posted
I
anything.
registered for the tournament, and the only thing I got back was, thanks, we'll send you an email when we got further information. and the tournament is 5 days out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
At least we'll have cool jerseys.
We'll have
Yeah.
cool jerseys, custom made.
Yeah.
And I still haven't shot a basketball in 18 years. So.
Which shout out to the patron members because they are paying for the jerseys.
Oh, thank you.
Oh wow! Thanks,
So,
guys.
We're getting top of the line jerseys, reversible jerseys. So we got screen printing on both front and back on both sides. It's gonna be legit.
Wow.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
very excited.
Wow.
So that's good.
All right.
Also, as part of the State of the Union, we have re-upped our partnership with the Groom Room, which is very exciting. And but that is just fluff for me saying they paid us money. So I'm very excited about it. So here's what happened. It was a bit of an awkward situation. Obviously, I put on my suit, got my tie on, dressed up, looking nice. Go down to the Groom Room like, yo, what's up, Deborah? Like, you want to pay me some more money? That kind of thing. And here's the issue. I get real uncomfortable. Like, I don't like when people give me money. It makes me very. I just don't like it. And I
But
think
you want to own a business.
but I think what it is, and I think it spawns from my father. So like, we've talked about my dad on the podcast before. Like, here's Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, and right below it is my dad. His turn is like financial gains. My dad is very wealthy, but growing up, like my dad was poor. Like he lived on his own at the age of like 15, and he
Every great American story.
he literally started from the bottom. So as a child growing up, he will not give me anything. Like no money whatsoever. Like I drove the shittiest car out of all my friends. Like, dude, why doesn't your dad just buy you a car? I'm like, my dad won't buy me a car. Like he won't give me any of his absorbent amount of wealth. And because of that, it's made me super uncomfortable. Like when people give me money, I'm like there's something wrong with me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, don't do this. Don't give me it. I don't deserve this money. I am not worthy of this money. So all that being said, I went into the situation just super uncomfortable and like nervous the way it is because the owner of the Groom Room, Deborah, was giving me money, and immediately I'm just like, my butt just kind of tightened up, and I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. I don't deserve it. So she did that and everything, and I was like, awesome. We got a picture for the social medias, looking super fly and everything. And so I go in to shake her hand as a business exchange, and my white inherent American need to shake hands extremely hard to show my American authority.
Oh no.
The owner of the Groom Room, Deborah, just had carpal tunnel surgery on her wrists, and I knew this, but I was so nervous because of the money. I went to shake her hand and started to squeeze and show my alpha superiority, and I gripped her hand extremely hard. She's like, "Don't squeeze!" I'm like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry," and I felt so bad. My wrists started hurting. Out of like empathy, I'm like, ah.
Do I have to beat the shit out of you now?
Sympathy.
Like,
You have to, yeah.
God,
I cried. Honestly, I started crying. I felt so bad. I'm so sorry, and it was super awkward and embarrassing, and I hate myself. But we did get paid.
we did
Okay.
get, hey,
You get
paid
a fat
you.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Must-
re-injured her, but you know that's
Yeah, she has to have surgery again now. But
Man, it must suck to be you guys with all these daddy issues. Must suck.
oh, should we dive into your daddy issues, Vince?
I ain't got a dad, so I ain't got none. Let's go.
Don't have to worry about those daddy issues.
Yeah.
Since my dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
No daddy, no problems.
Have
I
you
guess.
have you ever met your dad?
No.
Never.
Never formally. I've seen him in passing, but I didn't realize it was him until after the fact. So I don't even know what he looks like because it's one of those things. where
Probably
it's
looks like you, but like probably with a better haircut. And
I think so.
never thought about reaching out. No need.
Done just fine without him.
Doing great, Dad. No thanks to you. What if your dad liked magic?
I doubt it. From the vehicles that he drives, probably doesn't like magic. Probably doesn't like doing much except for drinking beer,
Easy.
hunting, and fishing is what it looks like.
Hmm.
Which nothing wrong with those things, but
What
that's
kind of
not-
vehicle does he drive?
Last time I saw it was like this. Again, this was back when we worked at the Jiffy. All right, so long ago.
That's like 8 years ago.
That's a lot. That's almost a decade. So that was the last time I saw his truck.
Did he come
and it was
into
a
the loop?
big,
Did he come
kind of. It not for an oil change. It was after we were closing, and I saw this truck pull up. I was like, I ain't doing an oil change. We're closed. And then the manager at the time, you were gone at this time, but he went outside and started talking to the guy, and I fucking got my stuff and left. I was leaving, and the guy was just staring at me, hardcore. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude's problem? Then I get to the intersection.
What if
there.
you fought him?
I'm getting ready. I'm looking at. He's still staring. I was like, what the fuck is this dude's problem? I was starting to get mad. I was like about to step out.
I just see you flipping him off as you drive down
Yeah.
the road.
And then I came back to work. I'm pretty sure I've told the story in the
You
podcast
haven't.
before.
I don't know the story.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Like you haven't even told this personally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So then
We know how much your dad issues bother you.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I come back to work the next day. My manager is just like, "Hey man, you know that truck that came in to the parking lot yesterday?" I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck was his problem?" He kept staring at me. He's like, "Yeah, that was your dad." I was like, "What?"
And did he know that you had no relationship with your dad?
He didn't know I'm assuming I don't know what they talked about. He didn't give me.
You didn't
anything.
ask?
No.
I'd have been very curious.
I don't care. Is the thing. And so he's like, "Yeah, man. So, I don't know. Your business is your business, but I told your dad I would give you this." And,
Okay,
gave
so
me-
Was
he
it a
knew
check?
that.
Was
He
it a
knew
check
the
for
situation.
$24 since you just turned?
But no, he gave me his phone number, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, thanks, man." And I just walked over to the trash can. I just threw it in there. He's just like, "Oh, you're not gonna." It's like, not gonna call him. He's like, "Oh."
If he wanted to talk, he would have showed up
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
A little late now, bud.
Or at least didn't show up on my 12th birthday with a check for $12.
A check?
A check, dude, for $12. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with $12?
Well, this will make up for the last 12 years.
Yeah, I threw that away too when I was 12 years old.
Dang, you could have bought a lot with 12
I
bucks
mean,
as a 12-year-old.
No, I could
In
not
two-
have. That's why I threw it away. I was like,
2004. I mean,
bought like half-
video games were still $60,
Yeah, that's true.
guys.
You could have bought like a used.
You could have rented.
Could've bought a Mad
You could have
Catz
rented one.
controller for my PlayStation 2.
Well,
Got a weekend of rental probably from Blockbuster.
and paid the late fee. well, Vince's dad. What's his name? Do you know? Do you even know his name?
I think it might be Steve too. I'm not even joking.
Lots of Steves.
I think it might actually be Steve.
Well, Steve, if you're out there, fuck you.
yeah.
We don't have much to say.
I did meet.
Unless you become a patron, Steve. If you,
Yeah,
if you
unless you
want
pay
if
me
you want to
money.
earn Vince's
I
love,
mean-
Steve, get on patreon.com/garage
and it better be more than the
talk.
dollar tier, you son of a
Better,
bitch.
yeah. At this point, you're 29 years old.
Yeah, I'll be 30 this
Better
year.
be
so
paying
we're going to round it up.
$29 a month.
No, we're going to
and
round it up. I'm almost.
round it 30, okay,
I
so
will be 30 this year.
$30 a month, Steve, and Vince might consider talking to you.
Yeah.
But that's better than your shot now. So I mean, if obviously when he was 12, you tried to pay for his love then with $12. We're just letting you know the door is still open for you to pay for his love. You might not get it, but at least you'll be funding something that's very important to Vince. And
Yeah.
we'll shoot this.
And just a quick heads up too, I do talk kind of weird, Dad. Okay, I talk kind of weird where I talk out of my fists.
There's a special Patreon tier.
And the only way you can hear it is when it's connected to your chin and your
and
kidneys.
it reverberates through
and
the
your-
jawline up to your ear.
Yeah.
Then you hear what he's saying.
Speaking of the mic, Dad.
And look out, producer Ron. That's old Steve's barking up your tree there on your price point. So maybe Ron has to bump up the price too.
I told you that I met my half.
Let's not extort everybody.
through him, right?
No,
They went to my high school.
your half sisters.
Yeah,
What are their names?
I don't remember. I think one's name's Ashley because she's tried to reach out to me like several times after high school.
Did
as
she
well.
offer you $12 as well?
No, she offered me $0.
Even worse.
Yeah. So
Actually, again, too, there's also a tier for halves, like the deranged half sisters that you can buy yourself pay your way into Vince's life as well. I don't know what deranged means. I just think
So
like kind of crazy.
How
So
many
we're gonna have to create a whole new tier at the estranged family member tier.
There's the word I'm looking for. How many half sisters do you have, Vince? Then
2.
2. Okay.
And then I think I do have
And you don't
some younger sibling or ones that were younger than them, but I never met them because they weren't in high school, and so I didn't care. Wasn't gonna go out of my way to meet them, so I don't know.
so you don't really have a relationship with them either. Don't want one.
Well, you've been a single child your whole life, so
Yeah.
why
no
why
need to-
screw
to-
why
to
screw
screw it
that?
up.
Yeah, I had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Kind of ruin it. Like, get out of here.
She's like, "Hi, I'm your half sister. Leave."
Yeah, and it was great because like, I only had one set of grandparents, right, too, and then also because my like cousins from my uncle like were kind of turds. We're always like in and out of jail and like on the run and doing other stuff. Never had any competition with them. Other cousins, overseas in Italy. So I also got my grandparents.
So you're
from
just
South
like the favorite child
Oh yeah.
up and down the board. You don't want
Yep.
anybody ruining that.
It was great.
She's like, "Hi, Vince. I'm your half sister. I'm not looking to compete with anybody. I'm good with my position right now." Well, nice. Sorry, Vince. I didn't mean to dive down that.
I thought it was funny.
Path of-
I think it's funny.
Don't know where we're going with that. State of the Union
I
of the
don't know, man.
podcast. Yeah, we're going places. Basketball tournament. Real excited. This whole rebranding thing. Once we find. I'm telling you, once we find a social media person to come do the work for me, this podcast is going places.
Yeah.
Straight to the moon.
Once we could find a guy that not lie about a studio for us.
Let it go, Vince. It's the past.
Oh,
Holding it against your dad, against podcast studio people now.
sorry.
That's okay. They all probably deserve it. Your wrath is warranted.
Save it for the court.
Yeah.
All the wrath.
Let me throw in bows.
A court? Oh, basketball court. Got it. I was thinking. My brain went.
You're
to
the guy that's set this whole thing up. Yet you seem really aloof about this whole basketball
As we
thing.
said last week, I'm very ignorant.
They were-
Guys, I'm getting worried. I think I might be autistic.
Maybe you just have some early onset dementia.
Yeah, I would say that's probably
Well,
more
but I was
likely.
thinking about the other. Vince and I talked about this. Like, I don't look at people's eyes when they talk to me. So like, I think I'm scared of eye contact. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm just straight up autistic. Except for I'm not good at math.
The thing is, like, autism, similar to like gender, is we're all on the spectrum.
Mhm.
It's a spectrum, and we're all on it. Just kind of where you land on that
I
spectrum.
knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Except you don't have like any of the Rain Man qualities of.
Yeah, none of the cool
I don't have any of the
Like,
smart.
none of the cool
qualities
stuff.
of
Just
autism.
all of the social like impairedness.
I'm just stupid. I think that's what it boils down to. There's not a whole lot to it, but yeah, there's that fantasy draft is coming up this week, which means for you listeners, you get your very special episode of our fantasy football. I think we're gonna go with broadcast this week.
Broke.
Fantasy football broadcast.
I thought it was
We
just
ain't got
drunk,
no ladies
drunk
on the-
cats.
on the
There
in
will
the
be
league.
ladies in the house, but they have nothing.
They're
to
all
do with her.
cooking and cleaning.
Which I'm very well. I mean, he's not wrong. Jim.
Yeah.
That's what they will be doing. I'm very excited
and
for
taking
it.
care of the kids.
And taking care of the kids. It's gonna be very exciting. I think we're gonna do some buffalo chicken sliders
All right.
for food. It's gonna be real great. Got some hors d'oeuvres. Probably gonna do our bacon wrap, a little
Oh,
smokies.
yes.
It's gonna be a good time. So listeners, be ready for that. It's gonna be a very exciting episode. We got our.
We're always hammered.
It'll probably be the first episode that we have our patron Matt on the show, since he'll be at the draft.
Woo!
He has a couple kids, so he might try to dip out. We're not going to let him. Like,
Yeah.
we'll pay for your Uber to go home. Your wife can leave, but you're doing this podcast. So it's going to be a good time. Very excited. Just excited. Fantasy football is here. And, we'll dive in the nitty gritty next week.
Yeah. I feel severely unprepared this year, even more so than others for some reason. I have a lot of anxiety about it.
You have anxiety about it?
Not really, but I just.
I was about to say it.
I mean, I haven't been watching, or I don't have an idea of what
Your
I'm gonna
wife
do
said she
yet.
bought. He's lying.
Oh no!
I'm undercover. I talked to his wife. She
I-
bought him a
it's-
fantasy football ranking magazine.
Which I thought
A
you would
magazine
find
from
hilarious.
1997. She bought him a magazine with rankings. Tim is more prepared than he's letting on.
From
He's
No, I
trying
haven't.
to-
I
he's
haven't,
trying to
I haven't
dupe
read
us.
it yet.
So
I haven't
it's
read it
out
yet,
of
so.
date.
Yeah, it's like Michael Vick's the
Yeah.
top quarterback,
God.
rookie quarterback.
Was it gonna
I mean,
learn from that?
it's out of date by a couple months already for sure. Like as far as who's injured and all that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
she said
this
that. I was
is-
like, there's the internet, right?
yeah. I thought it was sweet. It was,
It was very nice.
She was
I
thinking
miss
of me.
the days where I had to buy a magazine
Yeah.
to be prepared for fantasy football.
Dude,
Right.
oh.
Oh, what were you buying magazines for?
The video games.
Yeah.
The
You-
Pokemon
oh.
the whole like thick fucking.
Oh,
book
you remember
would
the
buy?
guidebooks?
Yeah,
Zelda
man.
Ocarina of Time guidebook is
Oh.
like this thick. There's
Yeah.
so many intricacies to the game that nobody knew about
Mhm.
because the internet didn't exist, so you had to go through these books. Yeah.
Yeah,
Video game magazines were the absolute best.
they were super cool.
I don't think there was nobody made magazines for anything else other than like video games and fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
And
I-
there was the Sears catalog. That's pretty
It was
much
like so for you young kids out there, the Sears catalog was Amazon but in a little book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
Or for a young Vincent, it was, you looked at the bra section.
Again,
the
kids,
Victoria's Secret
again,
ad was
kids,
good for that.
pornography
but
was
it-
not easily accessible back then. We had to
Make do with
we had to
what
pause.
we had.
We had to pause the VHSs on the hot women scenes, and we had to look through the Sears catalog of bras.
and the internet was much slower.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
dark times. That was the
Mhm.
dark ages.
The dark age of humanity.
The only magazine I had a subscription to was Alternative Press, which just kept me up to date on all the emo music in the world. Of
course. I will say I did on
Why
my.
are you all upset about alternative press?
I thought it was some sort of like liberal thing, but
Jeez.
That was liberal music.
Yeah.
but on my this is true on my 18th birthday when I turned 18 I went out and bought a cigar and I bought a Penthouse magazine
Wow.
just because I could. My parents were with me when I was there, and I was like, and like it was awkward because
I don't know who that's more embarrassing for them or for
I don't
you.
think they knew.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
because I still live with them, and like they probably didn't want a Penthouse magazine because I had a younger brother and a sister at the time. So like I had at the time my girlfriend. I was like, hey, will you put this in your jacket so they don't see it? So she stuffed the Penthouse magazine down there, and we walked down the store, and rode home with my
Also saw
parents.
That's so funny. No shame.
No shame.
No
man.
shame.
I
I
was like, I'm
respect it.
18. I was,
Yeah.
this
I
this is
respect
part
it.
of living.
Yeah.
And then I didn't
I'd-
vote.
Yeah, can't say no. Never bought one of those. No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
That was the only time. I'm pretty sure I threw it
Yeah.
away when I got home. I just I had to have I had the feeling of power.
He's.
I flipped through it, but I just had to have the feeling of power.
Until it
of,
could
like,
not
I
be
bought
flipped
it.
through anymore.
I bought this because I can buy this. I can't look at boobies. I'm a man now.
Do you think though, like the ladies that were in those far forgotten times in the Penthouse magazines and Playboy magazines, do you think they
Mhm.
were like as famous as like the ladies that the star-studded casts of our favorite videos on the internet?
I mean, I think there was
don't-
there's
I
a little bit more prestigeness to
Well, I don't
the
think-
Playboy way back in the day, but
I don't think porn stars are famous because nobody wants to admit that like if you see her walking down the street and you're like with your family, you don't be like, look who it is.
I don't know, man. Because like porn stars now, they're kind of like they're branching into also just like social media, like content, like more than just making porn. They're also doing like the Twitter thing and
It turns out there's a lot more
TikTok
pervs
thing.
out there who are just openly are for it.
Well, like there's one girl, she has a Twitch, so she streams on Twitch, and it's really funny because like some of the guys that I used to watch on Twitch that like played League of Legends back in that, like they would. Obviously she got a big following when she got onto Twitch because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna see her boobies on Twitch. It's like, dude, it's Twitch. You're not
That's
gonna
not
see
what this
no.
is.
Yeah.
Who is it? I don't care. I
Yeah.
something.
I
or
just
other.
I just assumed
Mia
you would have known.
Khalifa.
Not Mia Khalifa.
No,
No,
that's a
she
different one.
quit.
Yeah.
She is a quitter. No. But yeah, she like this guy. He was like talking. He's like, guys, we got Mia, porn star, coming onto the stream today. Okay.
I feel
Oh,
like
man,
Vince. I
she's-
feel like you know who this is, and you're just you're.
No, I
pretending
really.
it-
I
it's just
it
a
starts with
porn
it's
star.
Mia and it starts with an M. I can't pronounce it. Is the thing.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's her real name. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, no porn stars.
What I was sad to see is my favorite. Her name was Remy LaCroix. She was my favorite, and then she fell off the deep end, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
it
so?
was very sad.
Like
I don't-
like literally into a pool. hit
No,
her
no,
head,
no,
and,
no.
like, okay.
She just like
Got fat.
and had kids. It was just, like,
Really went off the deep end.
Yeah.
Turned her life around for the better.
Well, no, because she's still doing things.
Oh.
Just isn't as attractive to me. I was very sad to see it.
See, I don't think that the magazine porn stars had the prestige that they do now.
Yeah. They don't have nearly
Really?
like the influence.
Well-
It was, I think, more taboo back then too.
I mean,
Well, I mean, I
think
don't
it's
know.
Still kind of taboo, but
Yeah. No, I was just saying. I think it was a little bit more mainstream, like back in the magazine days. Like I don't know. I mean, not all of them,
I think
but
the
like,
Playboy
but yeah,
bunnies.
like your
Well, there was
like your
a-
Jenna
well,
Jameson.
I think there was like a period of like the Marilyn Monroes and stuff. Like there was a period where like celebrities would be in the Playboy, but then like through the 90s and early 2000s, I think it got real taboo, and then it got blew up with the internet. But I don't know. I'm not a verified historian of pornography.
Well, I don't think it's nearly as taboo today, just because like.
That's
With
because you
this
spend a
new-
lot.
Yeah.
You
this
spend a
new-
lot of your time on like the
Literally
dark
everything.
areas of the
No,
internet.
that's because this new like resurgence for like sex work is work sort of mentality and stuff like that. Like,
Until
the
until you-
OnlyFans revolution.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's working until you realize all the like the abuse and the kind of things that go on behind the scenes and how these women are actually exploited and sex slaved and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
good
That's
for them.
that's why that's why the do-it-yourself OnlyFans thing is probably definitely a step in the right direction for how they all do it. But and people still can get that to you for free without you paying. So
hell yeah.
the way the internet was intended.
How did we get here, guys?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, the state of
Play it back.
the state of the podcast,
Something about Vince's dad.
which probably has a lot to do with his porn habits. If we're being honest.
I think they're any different than anybody else's. The average man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if we boil it down, we all have daddy issues, to some extent or
Again,
another.
speak for yourselves.
Vince, you're the porn star of the podcast. She's like, I don't have daddy issues because I don't have a dad. And everybody's like, that's your issue, bud. Now take your shirt off.
I told you that I dated a girl that did a little camming.
You did
A
not.
cam
Vince,
girl?
you did not
Yeah.
tell us this.
Yeah.
You think you're opening up on this podcast? You've not talked about any of this.
That's
Please
so
share.
funny. I think I swore I did.
No, I don't. Again, this is another
I
conversation.
won't name names. I'll
again-
tell you after the.
Yeah. But again, this is a conversation like I don't think we've had personally, let alone
Oh really?
on the podcast
Oh, that's
level.
so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, peel back the curtain a little bit for the listeners. Like, we're all actually friends here, so we have a lot of conversations like off the mic, and it really gets muddled. Like
we mix a
blur
lot.
the lines of like when we talk about it on private time and podcast time. So then we just assume that we've told each other everything, and then there's these situations like this, daddy issues, cam girl issues, where we haven't even talked about it in person.
Yeah.
So you're getting a deep look in here. So anyway, continue with your story, Vince.
Yeah, so this was like in college, and yeah, so she like did it on the side, and the thing
And
was
she
though,
went. She went to the
never
she went
showed.
to the university with you.
Yeah, not with me. I was out of college
Mm.
already because I'm a
She
dropout.
It's like this was last week.
Yeah, no, I wish. No, no, she
Still lonely.
yeah, no,
Forever alone.
so she actually never even showed anything. She would literally just do her homework on her bed in lingerie,
That's it.
and she would make
Wow.
like $500
And
a
just-
time.
And
And
you
just have
this
to-
was why you were dating her?
No,
And just have to.
no, she like I didn't
endure
know
the
about it until
creepiest
like she was
comments.
like a couple weeks into us kind of going on dates and stuff. She's like, I just think you should know that I'm doing
You're
this.
gonna
I was
be
like, oh, that's fine. I don't care.
Then it's like
Like,
very
I'm the one
I'm
hitting it,
very
so-
progressive.
Yeah, I'm the one hitting it, so I don't care. And she's like, she also mentioned that she, like, was able to change like her IP address so that way like people from
Couldn't find her.
Nebraska couldn't watch.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Like if they had a Nebraska IP or like from here, they could not watch. So really interesting.
Did you?
but-
Okay, hold on. Did you ever
I'm
get on
getting
camera?
there.
Okay,
Get
sorry,
there.
sorry. I don't
So
wanna spoil
she
anything.
so she had guys on there that were regulars. Like they would every time she went live, they would be there.
Mm.
You know, and
They were waiting in line.
Yeah, and you
They were
know
camping out.
exactly. And then like she mentioned like, oh yeah, I got a boyfriend or something like that. And they're like, oh, you should bring him on. We'd love to see that. And so she mentioned this to me, and I was like, listen, I got no problem doing that. I just feel like those guys are gonna be very disappointed in what I am. Like they're used to watching like boss hogs out there, and then all this average guys gonna
Did
show
did
up.
she want Did she want you to show up in a banana hammock, or is that what? Or
I mean, I would have. She would have not wanted that, and I would have done it because that would have been hilarious. And then I would not.
So she would
anything.
have like been on camera, kind of like spread a little bit, and you would have just come through and thrown her off the bed and
Yeah,
like
and
looked
just
at the
start
camera
like throwing my junk around.
this is the Vince show now.
Yeah.
Welcome, gentlemen.
They're
meat
like,
spin.
oh God, his balls take up the whole screen.
So you never did it though.
No, I didn't. She mentioned. I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like I said, I don't.
She's
think
like,
they're-
that's not the answer I was looking for,
Oh, she wanted to know, you think, or she wanted like a astounding yes.
or astounding no.
Oh,
Because if you
okay.
said yes, then why didn't it happen?
I don't know. She also like stopped doing it. So
Yeah.
after a while,
Okay, I just want to know why didn't this happen? I would love to see this video.
it never happened. I'm sorry.
I mean, with you, I'm married. I wouldn't want to see it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. Yeah, it never happened.
But why? If she asked you and you said
Because
yes,
then she's like, she's like, yeah, they were. I was like, that'd be cool. I was like, yeah, I mean, I'd do it. That's fine. Like I said, I think they're gonna be very bummed. Like there's a mentality that you have when you like go to watch porn. That you're like, okay, this guy is gonna be packing.
he's gonna please
He's
this
gonna be
woman like I
slinging
can't.
schmeat, right? Like, and I just got the regular. I got the regular everyday package, except for the balls. Like I said, the balls are very big, which make the penis look smaller. Okay, I just want to say that now.
Well,
this is where we are.
interesting.
Wow.
Vince was,
I'm glad that you're we got a sponsorship for this.
oh, we started from the beginning. Vince doesn't have a dad. We ended up.
Don't worry,
he
none
was
of our
this close
sponsors
to being
actually
a-
listen to us.
He was Vince was this close to being a porn star.
I was there, man. Could see the finish line, but then, like I said, she just never did it again.
Yeah, she's like, "Will you do it with me?" Yeah. All right, I'm done.
Maybe she was worried
So
about
the-
like how
okay.
the pay would work.
So did you? So you guys?
I ain't doing that shit for
So
free.
you ended up breaking up then, obviously, at some point.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry it didn't work out, Vince.
Wasn't that serious?
We had a buddy who we used to again, we won't name names. Vince and I had a buddy who he told me about. He did have sex with a what do you call it? A cam star,
Yeah, Cam girl.
a cam girl. Yeah. So there was a girl who did this, and he was like
Yeah.
dating her, and he got on camera with her.
Oh damn!
He told me about it. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I don't care. I was like, okay,
Cool,
I wasn't
man,
judging you.
yeah.
But,
I don't care about your judgment. Sex works, real work.
so yeah, very fascinating.
I will never forget
Tim-
this.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, we got to hear if Tim
I was
has
saying,
any.
Tim, have you ever dabbled in the camera?
I've only been asked by gay men to do it, so no. I can't tell if that's a
Okay, hold
joke
on.
or
Let's
not.
hear. Okay,
no,
so
it's not a joke.
were
That's
you
not a joke?
No, okay,
Oh,
were you
shit.
okay? So were you as close as Vince to doing this?
No. I was just saying I used to have a gay roommate, and he would mess with me all the time, like come on, send me a picture. I'm like, no, man, this is
That is
a
hilarious.
slippery slope.
I also had a gay roommate, and he would get mad because of how much he would see all of our junk. He would get tired of it.
Guys, this is sexual assault. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Like, ah!
Yeah. We're all laughing,
Yeah.
like flicking each other's wieners and stuff. And he's like, "This is not okay." It's like, "Why don't you like this, man? Why don't you like it?"
So Tim, did you not do it because you were afraid of, being too small on camera, or what was your reasons for not doing it?
Catching the gay.
Yeah, that was it. No, I just was not a.
Not your
Not-
thing.
not-
You're
not-
a little too
not-
modest.
Yeah, no, I just.
Even if they did
do
like the
that.
blur your face out.
Yeah,
We'd
wouldn't
we
have
would
showed
still
my
see
What if
face.
they would have went full
No,
like Japanese?
no,
porn,
I've no, never shared
What?
shared my junk.
Japanese, the Japanese can't show genitalia, so they blur. Their pornography has everything blurred,
I thought that was just the vagina. No, is it dicks too? I don't know.
or like penetration. They can't show.
Maybe that's it.
This is such a weird.
Which is why hentai exists. That was their get around.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this.
No, I don't think we have.
Well, who knows? I feel
You're
like
learning so
I
much.
feel
Again, you're
I
just
feel like
so-
I've definitely heard Vince
so
talk about
ignorant.
this before.
You're so ignorant to the world around you.
I've never even come close to getting on camera.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
not even in like the.
Do you feel
realm.
insulted a little bit then?
No.
Okay.
It's just not my. I don't think it's my thing. I don't think I'd. Actually, I'm a natural. I'm natural in front of the camera. I would be an incredible camera star or whatever you call
But
it.
then asking for the money would have been like,
Money, please.
okay, so
But
Can
I
I
don't.
get
I don't.
some
I don't pack
money
nearly
for
enough
this?
heat to be able to bring in money. Like that's probably why no girl ever asked me to do it because it's like I would lose her followers. Like you say you're average, I'm far below that. Like, so yeah, this is an arena I'm very on the outskirts of.
I found out that now I guess American men are ranked like 39th in the world in penis size now.
But number one in obesity, baby. We got something going for us.
That
Mexico-
might be correlation.
I think Mexico because Mexico took it from us a while back, like a while
On
ago.
obesity?
It was a long time ago, but so
Hmm.
I don't know. We might be fighting for first with that. I don't know, but
Well, this is a very in shape podcast. There's no obesity here, and we judge those who are obese.
Although according to the online thing, I am, but overweight even. I'd
Okay,
say.
so now we're gonna dive into Tim's internet history. So you were
No, I
so
did-
you looked so hold on.
No,
let's
I
rewind it.
just
so Tim,
looked it up.
You were getting ready to get in the shower and you looked up in the mirror and go, ugh.
No, I
I
didn't
better
do
look.
that.
I better look this up and see where I'm at. Is that kind of how that went?
No, not at all. It's just like it's a really like it's a pretty high bar actually. Like it's ridiculous. I'm like 6'2", 6'3", and 200 pounds. That puts me overweight. That doesn't make any sense at all.
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because I was projecting on you. I did the same thing. I looked in the mirror and was repulsed, and so I wanted to look up and see how overweight I was, and it said, "Yeah, you are an overweight man."
Maybe you should not.
Because I'm 5'7", and I'm 175.
Maybe stop going to the internet for those sort of things and like ask your doctor. Like,
Well, it's like it's the official like the BMI thing.
Awesome.
My
Yeah,
therapist
cool.
said I looked
Yeah.
healthy, so
What
I was
a-
like, "That's cool."
what
Weight
about
to-
a
height
doctor?
to weight
though?
ratio.
Not a mind doctor or the internet.
Have I told you about
That's
my
what the CDC
Hold on,
said.
since we have no idea what we talk about on this podcast? Have I told the story about my most recent doctor trip?
I don't think so.
It was bad. So like I'm super
bad.
as we've talked about on this podcast, I'm super like
Is he dying?
paranoid about. I can't handle this news. No, it's bad in the sense of on his end. I'm good.
Okay.
But like I'm super paranoid.
He's
about,
gonna die.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I would be surprised if he's still alive. But so as we've talked about before, like I'm very fearful of death, and I'm paranoid. Like I've talked to my therapist, like my anxiety about me like keeling over dead of a heart attack at any moment, even though I'm 29.
And brain aneurysm. That's one that can happen.
And
anytime.
brain aneurysm. Yeah, very terrible. I'm scared of all this. So probably about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, it was kind of the tail end of COVID, the end of 2020, mid 2021. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a physical. I don't have like a certified doctor. Like I don't have a family doctor I go to. So I'm like, well, there's one by my house. I'll go check them out. Maybe we can start going regular and kind of be my personal doctor that I talked about, kind of about my physical stuff. So I go in and obviously we all have our masks on and stuff. And I walk. I'm talking to the lady and I look up and he's in the hallway, no mask on, drinking his coffee, coughing up a storm. And like I said, this is the middle of COVID. Like vaccines are just starting to get rolling out, and he's back there hacking up his lung. Super fat guy. Anyway, I go back there to get my physical done, and he puts the stethoscope on my chest, and like he's trying to listen to my heartbeat, and he's like, I'm like, how? I was like, how can you hear me? All I hear is you like gasping for air because you're so fat that you can't breathe.
Jesus.
And he's doing all this, and he's like, "Yep, you're looking good." And like, I was like, well, "Your blood pressure's a little bit high, but some people are nervous." I'm like, "Whatever, dude." Got my blood drawn. Like, check out my cholesterol because I'm almost 30. We need to get my cholesterol, checked and stuff. That's
Is that a thing that we have to worry about now?
yeah. Once you're 30, cholesterol and like blood pressure is the huge things for your heart. So my cholesterol's good. Never went back to check my blood pressure. He told me to. Said, "Nah, I'm good." But I did go for my DOT physical that I had to take this year. They said my blood pressure's A-okay. I don't trust any doctors, but I especially don't trust the actual
Ones that are unhealthy.
not according to the internet, but actually overweight who can barely breathe while sitting and trying to listen. So yeah, I probably should go to a doctor who knows.
Get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as of now, according to the blood work, I'm okay.
Cool.
Don't know where. Again,
I haven't been to a doctor.
I don't know where this conversation began, but
I said that.
yeah, Tim's fat.
technically-
Jesus.
But yeah, according to the internet, I am overweight. But according to my therapist, he's not my therapist. It's a therapist that I saw once. According to him, and
I love that a therapist like, yeah, no, you look great.
a
Sweet, I'm healthy.
therapist who was also
I'm gonna
possibly
live forever.
kind of fat himself, and then a fat doctor both said I look good. So I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm
It's good
the
enough for
pinnacle of health.
me. Mhm.
Maybe it was just they were literally just like in comparison to themselves. They're like, yeah, you look fine.
Yeah. You look a young stud in shape. I'm like, yeah. Good. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you. I know the internet says I'm fat, but you guys said I'm okay.
Well, it's just you can be your height and weight thing is it can be due to muscle too.
Yeah,
so
it's
like-
so
so it doesn't,
subjective.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, it
what you
doesn't
need
really
what you
matter.
need to get is like your what's it called, your body mass fat something.
Yeah.
Your
The
percentage of body
BMI,
fat. There it is. Yeah, your BMI. I got it tested in college, but I was like an athlete then. Like
Yeah,
I had
same.
like 0% body fat. Like I
I don't believe that.
well, it wasn't zero, but it was
No, but I
it was
don't-
slightly above it. Like people were like, "Oh, how is that possible?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I'm sexy." That's how.
I don't believe you.
Why?
Cause
I can show you a picture of my shirt off in college.
all right.
Like there's very little fat to be desired or even existed. I'm upset that you don't believe me. I was in pretty like Vince when we met all those 9 years ago. I was in pretty damn good shape.
Were you?
Yeah,
Huh.
you're just disillusioned by what you see now. When you're with somebody for so long, you don't see the change, but there is change.
Well, I'm just because I remember we played volleyball together and.
I was looking good.
Were you?
Yeah, I had my nipple ring and everything.
Interesting. I just remember you looking. I mean, yeah,
Stop.
you weren't at this level of
Obesity.
dadness.
Dad bod.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pulling up a picture right now. I'm showing you because I look good.
For all of our listeners out there,
For all you
this is,
listeners, yeah.
this is what it
Yeah.
sounds like when Tyler is very offended by me.
Yeah.
and needs to feel validation.
I do. I need to validate myself.
I mean, I was
like, cause that's
ridiculously
all I hang on to.
skinny 10 years
I'm
ago
a dad
too.
now. I have a dad bod. Like the only thing I have left for me is hanging on to the past of what I used to look like, and knowing that there is a reality, there is a timeline of where I still look like this, and that's the only thing that keeps me going.
Yeah, I was 140 pounds 10 years ago too, but I wouldn't say it looked good. It was bad.
Oh yeah, here's a picture of me in the basement of Jiffy Lube. I spilled oil on my pants, so I took them off. My coworker took the photo, but that doesn't show.
Okay, he
my
had chicken legs. Great.
tone legs.
Yeah, tone legs with a.
Look
like
at that, dude!
weird
Oh,
boxy
look
body.
out, baby!
Mm.
I guess you can kind of see the ribs there. I was very skinny. Oh yeah, there's a goat. Pro soccer after I
Mm.
scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I've seen a lot of pro soccer players, and they don't look like that.
They don't look that good.
Well,
Well, we're getting there. Don't look at my wife part of this picture, but there's me looking good.
what part of you is looking good?
I'm not fat.
But the hairline. I'm just kidding.
Here's me and Tim's wife. That's a pretty good looking photo.
But
That
the
was like-
hairline, Tyler.
Yeah, we're looking at my body. We're looking at how there's
That was
0%
like 10,
body
that was like
fat.
10 years ago. Yeah.
So yeah, told you, Vince. What's up? There is a reality where I look better than you.
I don't know.
Right there.
My guy. I looked like I had similar body like type to that, but then I had hair.
I had hair there too. It was
My
just
guy.
blonde. You can't see it very well.
You can't see.
You can see the hairline kind of going back.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Mine's been perfect.
Yeah, that's not fair. I worked on the body. I can't work on my hair. All right, this podcast.
So why'd you stop working on the body?
I had kids. I got
Because
busy.
you have stuff that's
I'm
something you can control.
I'm so lazy. I can't. I've tried. I've tried. I've talked about the podcast. I've tried multiple times to work out. I can't. I'm a dog. Unless I'm chasing a ball or chasing somebody with a ball, I can't work out. I
Yep.
just can't.
Mm.
Same.
And that's why I'm in the position I'm in right now.
Yeah.
And also, the beer and the food. But yeah, I can't work out.
Don't blame the
Which
beer.
I have lost
don't,
weight, like,
Don't
it's-
blame the beer, though.
Yeah, it's not the beer's fault.
not the
It's
beer.
again, it's me, my lack of ability to work out. Like back then, I was playing soccer every single day. Now I can't do that.
I see. We want to say that we can't blame the beer, but like when you look at guys like Hugh Jackman when they were in their Wolverine stage, or Chris Hemsworth for Thor and all that stuff.
Thor drinks a lot of beer, man. Come on.
Well, you saw what happened to him when he did.
Yeah. Well, also when they're getting ready
Yeah,
for the
that's
part, they don't drink any
No,
alcohol.
no, you can't.
No,
There's
at
if,
all.
if you want to, if it's real easy. It's so easy to not be fat. No added sugars, no
That's
alcohol.
impossible. That's impossible. You said real easy.
Yeah, that's it. And work out.
Both
So
of those
easy.
both those things are impossible to give up.
I know. I've done pretty good on added sugars. That's how I've lost 6 pounds.
Except you keep eating all these pineapples, apparently. Guess what those are loaded with? Sugar.
Not added sugar. Natural
That's
sugar.
natural.
Added by nature. Thank you.
Added by God. Those are God sugars. Oh my gosh, where's this podcast going? I don't even know where we are anymore.
This is what happens when we get money.
So
We just
I-
stop caring.
We stopped caring. Like,
We
we
got
got
the
we got
paycheck,
we
baby.
got a paycheck for the year, baby. We're gonna talk about porn and our fat and non-fat bodies.
And now I just want a beer, and nobody brought beer.
Why
I
didn't you?
suppose.
You're the beer guy, Tim,
Well, also,
Why do I have to be the beer guy?
because you like established that you were the beer guy for the past like 2.5
Just
years.
because nobody else brought beer.
So you put your flag. You staked your claim as the beer guy.
So here's the thing, Tim. I have a whole case of beer at home, but I hurt myself for that. Look, I'm bleeding. I'm still bleeding.
He's not gonna share that with you. You didn't work for it.
I have beer
Blood,
at home
sweat,
too, but
and
that's my
tears.
home beer, and I just didn't have time to stop
see,
and get beer
that's
because
respectable.
otherwise
That's respectable.
Tyler would text me, "Where are you at?"
That's respectable.
Tim, if you bring beer, you can be as tardy as you want. I don't care.
Okay.
That's like a hall pass. Beer is the hall pass for tardiness. If you bring beer, you can be late every week.
All right.
And that's not true. I will yell at you, but I will not be actually. I'm mad about it because I'll be getting beer. This is the worst podcast I've ever heard.
really? I thought it was pretty good.
I think it's good.
Had some good times.
I'm having fun. What's wrong with you, Tim? I guess Tim hasn't talked a lot.
You just said it's the worst one ever. I said no, it's not the worst one ever. But
What is the worst one ever?
I don't know.
Take shots. It's
That could be our next March Madness.
worst podcast.
Worst of ours.
So-
the episodes of
Oh.
ours.
That would
We
require us
have
to go
the
back
con-
and
we have the
listen.
content. We
Yeah,
have
but
the
then I have to
content.
listen to.
You wouldn't. I would tell you about it, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah."
But then you would just lie.
Why would, I don't lie. When have I lied about anything? Especially on the podcast.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like I give you like so much trust that I'm sure that you, because I do it. I tell the truth so much in hope to gain trust, so that way when I do need to drop a lie every once in a while, people are just like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
Well, that's not why
Vince wouldn't lie."
That's not why I tell the truth.
Yeah, I know.
I tell the truth because I got beat as a kid if I lied.
That's what I'm saying. You kept telling the truth, right? Yeah. So, but then, like once you learned, okay, so I've told the truth. They believe like this now.
I think
get away with-
this
I
whole
can get away with
podcast.
a
This
little
whole
lie.
podcast might be a lie.
How so?
I don't know.
How do you mean?
Because they're like caricatures of ourselves. Like
This is me, baby. This is me.
that's true. Me.
That's not entirely true.
This is
I
me,
do.
right?
I do exaggerate a bit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why this podcast is failing. We're not genuine enough. Even though we're sharing our porn habits and or Vince was anyway, and his
Yeah, I
dad
was like,
issues. Tim and I
everyone.
are sitting here
Too scared.
too scared.
I contributed a little. I just didn't.
To porn
Go
or
deep.
the conversation?
I don't know.
What did you contribute to? I don't know.
How are you feeling
Need a
today,
beat.
Tim? Let's dive into you a little bit in a non-sexual way.
I just said I wanted a beer, and I'm sad that I didn't bring any.
Go to the store. Go to the store. Vince and I will filibuster until you get back.
How much time are we running on?
Well, we're already out.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
we're-
alright, I mean, I'll go and
Some of
then
us have
come
to work
back
for a
and
living, Tyler.
Yeah, I definitely don't. Should I quit my job? I'm asking you, Vince, as a person. Should I quit my job right now?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Why
do
would you
that.
do that?
Because I'm thinking about it.
And doing what?
There you go. I'm being real. I'm being real and genuine
Okay,
right
cool. And do what?
now. Writing.
Tyler. I don't want you to stop writing. I want you to keep writing. But let's
Pump the brakes a little bit.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
put something
Would
out there.
would
But
more
you know
would
how I am.
more-
I can't half-ass things. I
would
can't
more
half-write.
time work?
Yeah, it would. If I do, I have to jump off the deep end. Like I have to
You don't.
I have to go
No.
all in.
You don't.
I
though.
do.
You don't.
Because if I don't go all in, I have some little flimsy ass book that isn't nearly as much as it should be.
Again, that's just you holding yourself back, bud.
No, that's my
Yeah.
job.
I don't think quitting your job that provides money now would.
The kids are fine, Tim. Don't worry about the kids. I'm talking about me right now.
You got a pretty sweet gig. I don't think I
They
would
said
ever
they
go-
support me.
Who did? Your
My wife,
children?
My wife.
Your wife said
Yeah.
to quit your job.
Sell the house.
I can't. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm
So
not joking.
You're just lying.
I'm being
now.
serious.
You did
We've
not.
talked about it. I don't know why you're laughing. This is my dream. You're laughing.
I'm not laughing, but I
Because-
strongly advise against it.
Because your dream is very accomplishable while still working.
It's hard though at working at
I
4 in the morning.
agree that it's not going to be easy, but fulfilling dreams is usually not an easy
But also,
task.
I need time off for the World Cup.
Did you get it? I thought you always put
I
it in.
can't.
Yeah, it's in
'Cause
the
it's in the
it's
middle of
it's
the
a-
Christmas
That's
season.
right.
Yeah.
The shipping's.
Maybe take a leave of absence.
Yeah. I think I might just quit just to spite you guys.
Man, you really showed up. Like all of a sudden he's like living on the street.
No,
Wife has left him. He's like showed you guys.
Kids
huh?
are gone.
We're
I'm
we're
like, how's
we're
that
doing
book come
we're
along?
doing a podcast only on my phone now because I sold everything else for crack.
Well, I'm glad you guys are supportive. of me.
I
Thanks a
sold the
lot.
first draft of my book for crack.
At least I sold it.
one
More than this book.
one crack rock, please.
No, it's good to know where you guys are as friends. Don't support my dreams.
I'm supporting it. I'm also trying to be the logical person here. Everybody needs a
When
job.
has there ever been logic in anything that I do?
What are you talking about? Obviously, you've had a very logically lived life. That's not true. when it comes to things that aren't stupid for some reason, like stupid things, you're completely irrational, illogical, and yeah. But when it comes to like things that actually matter, like having a steady source of income and that sort of thing, you seem pretty logical. This kind of came out of left field. I will be honest. I was like, whoa, okay.
I did quit Jiffy Lube out of the blue.
Yeah, but I mean, that wasn't like
That also paid me like a quarter of the salary.
exactly. I was about to
Now.
say that was like you probably made as much money after you quit as you did working there. So
Well, that's all right. Just know you guys don't support me. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about you, Tim, not me.
I'm okay not talking about me. I don't
Why?
feel-
Open up.
I don't feel like it today. I'm feeling very open today.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure? You don't seem fine.
don't stop pressing him.
I will press him. This is my podcast. I'll
That's
press
not
whoever I
healthy.
want.
That's not
It is
healthy.
healthy. It is.
Therapisting.
I'm not a therapist. This is a podcast. So I'm
Okay,
gonna press him.
Perfect.
He's not
Tim being quiet-
therapisting, he's therafisting.
Tim being quiet is not good content. So I will press him. Tim, do you need a hug or something?
No.
Are you okay? Are you
I'm
sure?
fine.
You said last week you were depressed. Are you still depressed?
I just said that it sometimes I am, not all the time.
Are you depressed right now?
I don't think so.
You sure?
All I said
This
is
is
I
not helping
really want to be.
at all.
I just want to know what's going on. Tim seems very blue again. Tim does this like every 4 or 5 episodes. He's just real quiet the whole time. I'm like, Tim, you okay? And he's like, I
I
guess.
Didn't have my coffee or beer today, so I'm
There you
just-
go.
yeah.
Perfect.
That's easy.
Well, I've not fed two of my 3 addictions. today.
What's your third addiction? Porn?
Cigarettes.
Nicotine.
Fuck, four, I guess now.
Nicotine, alcohol, and caffeine.
Yeah.
That's what keeps the heart pumping.
And for Kyler Murray, it's video games.
Dude, I saw the funniest. So we'll get back to you here in a minute, Tim.
No, don't have to.
There was somebody on Reddit went through the research and they did a correlation of Kyler Murray's passing statistics and whenever there was like an extra XP weekend on Colorado or on Call of Duty.
Uh-huh.
And
Really?
like anytime there was like a boost of points, or I don't know how Call of Duty works.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a boost of points, his passing statistics were lower that week in his games. Like for the whole 2 seasons, 2 seasons
Really?
of Cardinals games.
Now, I will remind everybody that correlation does not equal causation.
Yeah, it does. Anyway,
There's the illogical,
There's-
irrational stuff.
I'm
Okay.
back. So just feeling a little unstimulated. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, next time you come to the
Want me
podcast,
to-
Tim, let's make sure you're stimulated.
Want
okay?
me to
Okay.
stimulate you? But.
Damn. We cannot do cam stuff on YouTube.
I just found some
I doubt
Pa-
we have.
Patreon only content.
Rihanna. Some of Rihanna's music videos. Okay, because again, Rihanna, she was on my list,
Mhm.
right? Some of Rihanna's music videos on YouTube you can just straight up see her boobies. The whole thing, the whole areola and everything.
Also, our YouTube is so small, Tim. I doubt we'll get flagged.
Well, we also thought that about Twitch, and then we got
we
down
also
real quick.
we also lambasted FIFA's logo and ESPN's logo straight on the screen.
Well, even after we put ours on it.
Yeah, but it's also like the content. Like you can't.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like as soon as something bad happens,
They'll
there
find
will
us.
be
They always
yeah.
find us.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, glad you're okay.
Yeah, fine.
Playing soccer tonight, you can come out and have a beer and watch.
Yeah.
Because I know if somebody's feeling blue, coming in and seeing my hobbies usually helps them feel better.
Can I play goalie?
No, we actually have a good goalie
Okay.
now. Sorry, Vince.
It's fair.
And I wouldn't say he's better than he just tries really hard.
I mean, I tried really hard. I literally broke my fucking wrist.
That's true.
I have a
That's true.
plate and screws in my wrist for trying too hard.
That's true. Yeah, so he's just better than you, I guess.
That's fair. He's probably younger than me too.
I think so. Our team has so much like
He's probably had more.
our team has so much rollover now. I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure I'm the old guy now.
Probably.
Like somebody told me I had old man strength the other day. And I was like, what does that even mean?
I'm 20 now.
Dad strength. It's like dad strength.
Yeah.
Like every dad is like, okay. Even if he
All
looks
I
like
was doing was playing very like simplistic basic defense. Like
yeah,
running
they've
with
never
them and
seen
cutting
that.
the ball. Yeah.
They've never seen that, Tyler.
That's true. Tim, I feel like you need a hug.
No,
Yeah,
fine,
these deep
man.
sighs.
Yeah, you want some
If
dinner,
you
man?
if you didn't want him to ask, you should stop sighing.
Stop
so
sighing
deeply.
I
so
sigh
sadly.
all the time though. Like,
But now
You're
I'm
not
paying
happy.
attention. Now I'm actually paying attention to you. You want some dinner?
I mean,
We're grilling some pork tenderloin if you want. If that'll make you feel better.
yeah, maybe.
You can eat my
Sounds all right.
portion.
No.
Do you know
don't
how hard it is to feed so many kids now that they're all getting older? Like, I have to pay
Yeah.
so much in groceries. I can't quit my job.
Glad we were able to finally
Yeah.
get that back. Cool.
So yeah, that was the State of the Union, State of the Podcast. That's where we are. Remember, everybody, come out this Friday out to the Rail Yard in downtown Lincoln to watch us play some hoops. Come hang out. We'll probably have some beers there too. It's gonna be a great time. Tim is really excited for it. He's got all of his knee braces and ankle braces and elbow braces and wrist braces. It's gonna be a great time. We're very, very excited. Tune in next week to the Garage Talk Fantasy Football Brocast until I come up with a better name. And it's going to be a great time. This podcast, like I said, we're getting real now. We're getting serious on the podcast. We're going places.
Don't worry, guys. I'll switch it up on them again. We're gonna be talking about Magic and Warhammer.
We'll fight you. I'll fight you.
Even better.
But yeah, that's it. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Can't wait till there's football to talk about, I guess.
Oh, come back to me, mommy, please.
So close.
Oh, dude, okay. There's a serious national crisis going on that I think we need to address as a podcast because we've talked about, because we're big football fans. We've talked about like football's our addiction and we need it and it helps. But people are getting way too rambunctious on the because what happened is football as a brand has gotten so big. The NFL is so big as a brand that you get idiots who don't understand football who are like, oh, I love football, I need football, and they make all these comments on the internet like they know what they're talking about, and now it's just getting out of control. Like we talked about the off-season hype, like people get overreactionary to training camp stuff, but now that's bleeding into preseason. Every football fan knows, anybody who's watched football for a long time understands that preseason is virtually useless, especially as a fan. It's good for rookies, it's good for coaches to evaluate third, fourth string guys on if they're able to make a roster, but it does not translate to real football. And we are getting people, and I'm calling out Pat McAfee on Twitter, who actually played football, for making stupid, rambunctious claims about preseason football, which is, it's actually probably he's doing it on purpose because he's buying into his own brand. But it's just, we need to stop, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. Malik Willis, rookie for the Titans, quarterback drafted in the third round. He was from Liberty, one of the top-rated quarterbacks, was supposed to go to second overall quarterback, supposed to go in the first round, didn't, fell to the third. We picked him up. Titans had their first preseason game this week. People are going off about how great he looks. He scrambled in for a touchdown. He had a sidearm throw, looked like Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's like, dude, this is guy, he's got it. And it's like, please
Yeah.
shut
No.
the fuck up. Like if you watched, I watched 2 quarters. I've said I've watched preseason football for the Titans just because I like watching the rookies and evaluating because I have a realistic knowledge of the game that I can watch them and say they are rookies. They are competing for a spot. They're learning how the game works in the NFL. And so I watched 2 quarters of this. This guy is not NFL ready. He had some cool highlights, and I know Pat McAfee and other people want to hype him up on Twitter. He had 3 good plays, and they were all YouTube clipped. What I saw was a guy who held onto the ball way too long, who after his first read was covered, immediately looked to run every time. Back up to pass, look, didn't have his first guy open, took off running. Like, just, guys, it's preseason football. It does not matter. Stop making claims about what you see because ultimately it is just preseason, and none of it will translate to the regular season. Rant over. I'm sorry. Thank you. And not to say that Malik Willis is bad.
he's back on the rant.
Not to say Malik Willis
Rant
is
not over.
No.
not to say not to take shots at Malik Willis because what I saw is I saw a rookie quarterback playing in his first preseason game. I saw good, I saw bad. That's the way football works. That's the way it works. Let's stop hyping into this. Thank you. I'm done.
Okay. That's what you said last time. So
People
I had to get that off my chest.
people,
because
especially like Pat McAfee, they're at the point now where it's for
content.
clicks.
Yeah.
It's for clicks. You know, they want as many people liking that post as possible, so that way they'll go and check out.
And
the
back onto the rant,
podcast.
and I know it's good for him and it makes him money, but it also is breeding these group of fans who have no actual knowledge of the game and just are so reactionary and ignorant to the game. Bothers me. I don't know why. It shouldn't bother me. It actually doesn't bother me.
And he's over it. Wow.
I'm over
yeah.
it. Rant over.
And that's just how the NFL wants it.
That's how
'Cause
they want it.
Idiots spend money. They'll pay to go see preseason games. Who would pay to that? Do they actually sell tickets for that?
And
For an
and like places like Seattle, they sell them for a lot of
For an
money.
overhyped exhibition.
You're watching a
Yeah.
scrimmage.
Yeah, you're watching an overhyped exhibition game.
Yeah, there's
An
no way.
exhibition with refs. That's all it is.
I don't know. I can't. For one, it always seems like the Rams preseason games are at like midnight our time because they go on at like they start at like 8:00 or 9 on the West Coast or something like that or their time. And
like I said, I'm a Superior fan, so like
Yeah.
watching those, I love watching preseason, and I did this with U.S. soccer too. I watch friendlies just to grade each individual player, like because I'm not a sociopath fan. I just can actually understand the game and what's going on. Holy cow, that was way
Alright.
way more
Wow.
rude than I intended it. Didn't mean to call anybody a sociopath.
wow.
We
We were winding down, and then I just wound you back up, but I
Yeah,
just
we
by saying football, football.
because it's an actual addiction. to me. I actually need it.
When's the first Husker game? Is that 27th?
I don't know. It's in Ireland.
Yeah, I know.
You guys want to go to
I think-
Ireland?
I mean,
I would
yeah,
love to.
I mean,
go
yeah, I'd love to
you
go to
guys.
Ireland, but
Vince can pay. He's rich. He'll pay our way.
Apparently, you're quitting your job, so.
yeah.
So we can't go. You guys can go. I can't go. All right, that's it. That's the podcast. I'm done.
Okay.
Before